Welcome to the first edition of PSAVE Stories. On PSAVE Stories, we get to share stories of members, PSAVE members that have benefited or from some of the services that PSAVE provides. My name is Alan Kakinda, and with me today is one of the PSAVE members. I'll allow him to introduce himself.
I am David Willingston Ndyagyenda, retired pastor of the Reference Church Kororo. I'm glad to be with you, Alan.
Thank you. Pastor, I know that you also do business, so can you share your business journey with us?
Actually, most people call me Pastor Businessman. I do business, yes. And one of the businesses I started with was carpentry. From carpentry into sawmilling business. And from there, when God called me, I went to DC, Colorado to do pastoral work. But I also own a school and I build houses for rent.
So, Pastor, how does PSAVE come into your business journey?
Now, when PSAVE came, we embraced it as something that would help us do our business better. And we started saving with PSAVE and buying shares. And of course, those who know how to do business, we took advantage of PSAVE. And whenever we would get stuck, we would run to PSAVE and get some loans and finish up our projects.
Yes. So, are there any specific projects you can highlight for us where you got money from PSAVE?
I remember I was building a one-storied structure at Goodwill in Zambia, and after roofing it, doing everything else, I got stuck. I couldn't finish it. It needed about 60 million for the finishing because there were 4 houses. So I ran to PSAVE and I got the money. I finished the building within a record time, and immediately I got people to rent it out. Actually, as I talk now, I finished paying the loan within 2 years.
Wow, that's impressive, Pastor.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think in there is a lot we can learn from that story itself. So one, I think some advice on what someone needs to think about before getting a loan, but also how to manage the loan such that you can pay it off and you benefit from it, but also the circle benefits from it. So can you share some tips around those?
One of the things you should know is that you need to have savings.
Mm-hmm.
Saving is very important as far as business is concerned, because you must have a fallback position, and your cash flow must be a healthy type.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just go and get money and you start eating part of it and investing part of it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll end up badly. So when you have savings and you have some earnings somewhere, then you qualify to get a loan. Otherwise, without any savings, without an income, it is dangerous to pick a loan from anywhere. That's why people end up losing their property. So it is important that when you get a loan, you get it for a specific purpose and you use it for that specific purpose. Most people don't, they just hear they are giving loans, they go and get loans, and they end up in bad shape. So, and if you are building a house, don't start with a loan to start from a plot building to the end, and you are building a house to live in. That loan, you'll never pay it. So better get a loan, just finish the house and enter the house. If you have been paying rent, the money you have been using to pay rent will pay the loan. Yeah.
And then in terms of loan management and loan payments, do you have any tips for the people who are viewing?
Yeah, when you get a loan, you must have a good relationship with either the bank or the SACCO or whatever, the microfinance.
Yes.
You must have a good relation. When you get stuck, go and talk to them. Don't run away from them.
Yes.
Because that's bad manners. That means you have failed actually. You would go back to them and talk to them. I have had a hitch here. There is coronavirus came in and I have had this. Talk to them. There are people, they also want you to develop. No, it's financial institution wants you to collapse. So build a relationship and keep it. Yeah.
Yes. And then any tips around thinking about how to structure the payments such that you're benefiting as a business, that also the financial institution is benefiting?
I always tell people that you must look at your cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
If you think you can't pay the loan in 1 year,
Mm-hmm.
let it be extended 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But it is always good to pay it in 1 year because you pay less interest.
Yes.
2 years or 3 years, it's more interest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's why these companies always fleece us. They say we can give you up to 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
But 1 year, if you can do that, fine. So I want to challenge you that make sure that by the time you get that loan, you have reached somewhere,
Yes.
you know, so that you just get a loan to finish the house and enter it or rent it out. There you'll benefit. And even the SACCO or the bank will benefit.
Amen. So I want to ask you around your business journey and some tips you have. So there are many people who are going to be viewing this story and they want to start out in business. They have some savings somewhere, or they are interested in business but they don't know where to start. How does one start?
A person starting business needs information, especially about what he's going to do. And also, when you see people driving Benzes, Land Cruisers, don't start big. Start small with what you have. And don't borrow money to start a business. You better start small, and when it picks up, then that's when you can go to borrow money. Because now you have information about what you are doing. Short of that, you can end up badly.
So what are some of the things as a business person I need to look out for before I can start? How do I recognize that I've grown? What things do I look out for such that I know that I'm ready now to take on credit?
Yeah. If for example, you started a simple shop,
Mm-hmm.
and you have known the trend of how things move in this shop,
Mm-hmm.
and you have gathered a few customers,
Mm-hmm.
then after looking at all that, then you can start picking some loans to add in more capital, to add in and add in until it grows. Otherwise, don't just go get a loan and start a shop because you don't even have customers. You don't know the trend of how things move. So that is disaster for you.
So I know that you earlier on were talking about your school and how you run it. How do you maintain longevity in business?
One of the things is don't be a copycat. Be yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and go move at your pace.
Mm-hmm.
For us, we believe God. We started with the timber structures and we grew slowly into block buildings. So if you see somebody having storage buildings and you also start like that, you don't know where he got the money. He may be a thief. So if you want to copy him, you may end up badly. So go at your pace, start with what you have, and as you gather information and as you build up.
So Pastor, in every business journey, there are challenges. So in your journey, what have been some of the challenges you've faced and how have you worked around them?
Challenges, first of all, are financial. Sometimes you reach a point where you need money and you can't get it. That's why some people end up with this microfinance or these loan sharks. and you come out really after burning your fingers. That's one of the challenges. And another challenge is getting faithful people to help you do the business, because you cannot work alone. Me, I've been a pastor and I've been banking on people to do the work for me. So sometimes we entrust people with the business, and by the end of the day, it is gone, either because they lacked public relations or they were thieves. And another challenge is time management. And may I call it time management? I mean, someone, you have got a contract and they have given you a time frame and you can't beat the contract. And that means if you finish that business, they may never give you another business again. So you need to keep the promise or you have given to the people, to your clients, that I will deliver. If you don't deliver, that's very bad. So finances, be careful about getting loans. The loans are good, but where do you get them? And always ask the interest rate. But make sure you negotiate the interest rates. Know how much you are going to pay, so that you are not cheated. So those are some of the challenges. Find out, get all the information about the business. Don't just enter. So be very careful when you are handling business. Get information. When you go for loans, get the right loan and make sure you get the amount of interest you are going to pay.
So Pastor, you've been a member of PSAVE for a while now. I want you to pass on a word of encouragement to the members.
Your members, your money is safe. When you invest your money with PSAVE, it is safe. They give you a reasonable interest, and on top of that, there are interest. You can get a loan to buy a plot. For example, here they have an estate now they are selling. Take advantage of that and get land and build a house. PSAVE is a friendly circle, and it gives us it is fair and it is friendly. So I encourage you to go and invest with PSAVE, go and buy shares, go and pick loans and develop yourself.
And I think the huge benefit and I think the huge difference is that PSAVE is member owned. So even as you're paying interest on the loans as an individual, you get to benefit as a member, because at the end of the day, at the end of the year, all this money, all the money that the circle makes ends up coming back to us as members, and we benefit from it. So you'll earn a dividend, and you benefit from it as well. So you're paying yourself.
Yeah, you are paying yourself.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, AGM, they always give us our money.
Yes.
It is paid yearly.
Yes.
So you benefit. You can turn that interest into also other shares.
Yes.
So relax as PSAVE makes money for you.
Any other tips you want to share with the members as we conclude?
I want to tell members that really money is in business. But in business, you must have a product. If you have nothing to sell, don't ever venture into business, because you have nothing to offer there. You must have a product. You must have a service. Here, I am providing education. This is a service. A product, I'm renting out houses. But if I'm not doing that, then what am I doing in business? You must have a service or a product if you are going to be called a businessman or a businesswoman. And make sure it is sellable. You can sell it. Wherever you are, talk about it. Tell of the product, what you have. What are you selling? So you must have that testimony. Short of that, we call you a con man.
Okay. So thank you so much, Pastor, for allowing us to host you at the very first edition of PSAVE Stories. And like I shared, we are hoping to share this on a monthly basis, and we'll be hosting many more people who will be sharing stories about how they've benefited from PSAVE services, but also sharing their business or personal journeys and how they are faring with their finances. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
PSave, your wealth engine for a better tomorrow.